A lot of species in this area are rare.
What exactly are we saying this is, though?
I think we know exactly what it is.
A horse-like mammalia.
With some sort of protrusion or growth.
It's a fucking unicorn.
What's up, everybody? And today we are talking about Death of a Unicorn. So, if you haven't heard about this movie, it is in the latest A24 film. It is basically Jenna Ortega and her dad, played by Paul Rudd, are going to see this rich family that he works for. They end up hitting something when they're driving there. When they get out, it turns out that it is a unicorn. And essentially, the rich family finds out and they want to experiment on it and all that good stuff. Well, not all that good stuff, but all the good stuff for them. Of course, Jenna Ortega is trying to stop it. So that is the basic idea. If you haven't, I'll keep it spoiler free just because I don't know if everyone's already seen this movie. So real quick, spoiler free. This movie is okay. I think Jenna Ortega is kind of just playing the character that she has been playing for a while, which is just angsty teenager. Doesn't really stand out. I couldn't even tell you the character's name. I think Paul Rudd's character sucks throughout this film, just based on like the way that his character is acting. I wasn't rooting for him at all, honestly. I think the rich family is perfectly casted. The way that they act is so funny. I think there's some other characters that kind of stand out. For the unicorns themselves, sometimes the CG is really good, and sometimes it's like, is that a PS4 game? But ultimately, when I got to the end of this movie, I wasn't even satisfied with the ending. So yeah, I think this movie is just kind of like, I'd give it a 6.5 out of, I give it a 6 actually out of 10. Yeah, I think it's just lacking in a lot of areas. So it's just kind of like, oh, Sunday, you got nothing to do, maybe popping on, see what's good. But yeah, that's my spoiler-free thoughts. But now I want to get into spoilers, so if you haven't seen this movie, probably adios and come back later, unless you don't care, in which case I'm going to get into spoilers. So, yeah, like I was saying about I understand that, it's an A24 film, so maybe the budget isn't there. But yeah, there are just some scenes, even when when they hit the unicorn, like the car is like CG enough that it stood out to me, and I was like, what the heck? So, give and take, but I think when you have a movie centered around CG characters, it doesn't have to be flawless, but if it isn't good all the time and you have to be like, I think that's going to drag your movie down. Like I was saying, Jenna Ortega character, generic. I mean, it was kind of cool that she was like figuring out, how unicorns work and the fact that they're real, and there's like stuff throughout history that isn't just, pictures and drawings and stuff. This is like actual lore that people didn't know about. I think the fact that her being a virgin and making the unicorns docile, it was so stupid, because why would they be docile because they saw a virgin? Like, to the fact that the son could like start tying them up and they wouldn't fight back. I thought that was weird. I think a better way to do it is like, oh, if a virgin feeds them like, blueberries or something specific, then it makes them docile, which is why virgins have been used throughout years to capture, stuff like it needed a little extra more than for them to just give up because they're like, oh, look, nice ladies nearby. Let me just give up on life and just lay here. I thought that was stupid. Again, Jenna Ortega's character doesn't stand out. She has that cool moment in the beginning of the movie where she grabs the unicorn baby's horn and kind of like sees the universe. But then the whole movie, she's like trying to tell her dad, like, I saw. And then when she finally says it, she's like, I saw something that I think mom was there. I was like, it's so boring. You saw, like, what they show us, like, she's like floating through the galaxy and it's like everything and nothing all at once. Like, human existence, does it matter? Maybe it all matters. I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's such an interesting way of like her saying it to her dad that she just like fumbled the moment she had a chance. And I was like, what the hell are we doing here? And Paul Rudd's character, the fact that he was so worried about taking care of his daughter that he just kept making decisions that honestly should have gotten him killed. Like, the only reason he survived was because of plot armor. That the fact that when he actually died, which he died in a stupid way, I was like, I kind of want him to stay dead, but I know they're going to bring him back. And then they did. And then when they ended up getting arrested, and the unicorns come to save the day. I was like, I'd rather they have just got in their car, drove away, saw the unicorns, waved like hi, like we're friends now, and then the movie just ended. I felt like they like decided to give an extra fun ending that we didn't need because I didn't care for the two characters. But again, I love the rich family was perfectly casted. The fact that the dad kept bringing up facts as if he cared, but he didn't. He's like, "Oh, did you know that this was built on an Indian, sacred Indian ground or whatever?" It's like, sir, you don't care about that. You're using your money for evil. The mom kept being like, "Oh yeah, we like help people out with AIDS," or she's like, "Maybe we sent aid. I don't know what we do. We're just doing philanthropy stuff." The son who can't get his stuff together, but is always coming up with schemes. He's like, "I got plans, I got goals." And he kept inviting Paul Rudd to the hot tub. "Let's go to the hot tub. Talk to me about it. Let's go to the hot tub. Let's, think up some ideas." He's so funny. So yeah, I love them. The fact that the two the doctor and the assistant. Wait, I had it pulled up. So Griff and Dr. Bhatia, the fact that they were like funny, like Bhatia's like, "I'm just trying to do this, to help my family out," but then she gets torn to shreds, and the fact that Griff is like, "I'm out, y'all don't pay me enough or treat me well enough for me to be dying for these unicorns. I am out of here." Was cool. Again, I liked everyone but the main characters. And when I'm watching a movie, I should care about the main characters. So the fact that I didn't really care for either of them, I was just kind of like, I don't know why I'm like, I kept looking at the time for this movie because I'm just like, I'm not connecting with these characters. But again, this isn't a bad movie. It's just kind of like meh. Like I wish it would have gotten a little more of a draft. I think it would have been better. So yeah, again, I think I'm gonna give this movie a 6 out of 10. Got a lot of issues for me, but mainly the main characters. I wanted to like them more. I mean, it's Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd. It should have been a recipe for a great time, and it just didn't work out for me. But yeah, if you watch this movie, let me know what you think down in the comments below. And until next time, peace.